Hey guys, here to do another episode of Cobra's Corner today, and as the title suggests, it will be a Transformers one. So let's dig into it and get talking to a toy that is from my own childhood. It's one of my original ones that wasn't stolen by stinking builders. It is Motorvator's, I think it is, Motorvator's Lightspeed. Again, I think it's Lightspeed. Now, a very, very brief history. As people in America are aware, Action Masters were basically the death of Transformers in America. However, Europe persevered. We pushed through that horrible years of torment and aggravation, and we were rewarded. Unlike America, we were given these, which were basically Brain Masters, and Overlord, and I think a couple of others, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So the Motorvator is basically a slight repaint, very, very slight repaint of his repainted counterpart, which is, I want to say it's Braver. I think it's Braver, but I honestly can't remember. So we'll dig into this episode of Cobra's Corner and let's get into the figure part. Okay, and we're back with his car mode. I really like this car mode. It's a lovely sports car. The red is the kind of red I really like, the nice bright red. I never was too keen on the stars on the wheels. I thought that was always kind of weird. But all the stickers, again, are in really good condition for, you know, this being one of my toys. And actually, the window screen's quite nice as well. There's barely any scratches on there. I could sell this for billions on eBay. I won't, but I could. So yeah, looks really good all the way around. Also has a bit of die-cast metal in the back there, which is nice. One problem is, as you can tell, the legs never really close properly. There's always a small gap in between them, which is a little sad, I guess. He also comes with the ports on the top, on the sides. But this is for his Road Caesar gimmick, which the Motorvators lacked because they only came with 2 accessories, really. So we'll have a quick look at them before I talk about any of the other features for this. And here is Lightspeed in his non-combined form, and he's actually really quite nice. There's lots of detail, nice sticker use there. But as you can see, he is kind of headmaster size. He is quite small, but that doesn't take away from the detail which is on him. And there is a lot of nice detail placed on this guy, even on the back there, including the 2 screws. But you need them there to hold the toy together. Now, what these Brain Masters or Motivators did that the Headmasters, Power Masters and Target Masters didn't do, were they were able to move their arms freely. As you can see, there's a large gap this time from the back and the actual arm joint. So you can get free movement of the arms without going, oh my god, it's going to break, I'm going to ruin 60 or more pounds worth of awesomeness. So that's good. One thing that they did lack in comparison, because the leg doesn't flip up and, you know, round, they were only kind of given 1 joint. But it's nice how, you know, it is kind of on this not smooth joint, so it's never going to get loose. Well, I suppose it could get loose if it cracked, but, you know, not a lot of movement, but again, it's okay. And the legs I always thought were a bit close together, but that's purely for the transformation, because let's be fair, you know, the head's inside of his chest, which is, I suppose, hidden quite nicely. So the final accessory he comes with is his sword. Yes, believe it or not, this is meant to be a sword, even though it looks like a big kind of butter knife or knife. It doesn't really look like a sword, it's meant to be. In Victory, these were much longer and looked much more like swords. It's good that it's got the 2 ports in again. This is to combine with the others' swords for when it was meant to form Road Caesar. Unfortunately, these are the only accessories you get with this guy. You don't get the footplate, which would lie, I think, across. I think it just ported into that and just kind of lay across, or you did it on the other side. And you don't get the fist either. So, you know, that's a bit of a shame, but it is good that you can use this, but the problem is, because there's only 1 port, you can go and give him a shark fin, which is stupid. Or you can do what I used to do even as a child and stick it on the side, kind of like a Roman chariot. So as it would go along, it could swipe the legs off any Decepticons and cut them in half. Ooh, because I'm sad. So yes, even as a child, I was quite sick in the head. But you know, you gotta find entertaining ways to stick your weapons on to places they shouldn't go. As I usually did. So I suppose we may as well move on to the robot mode now. And have a look at the little gimmicks there. Oh, one thing I did almost forget is you can lift up the top there. And there is a small square hole there. And you think, oh god, what goes in there? This guy, you fold his legs so that he's in sitting position. And you just kind of wiggle him until he goes in. My god, the first time I did this take, he just wouldn't go in there. First time though, this time. As you can see, he's really in there. He's really in there. He's not coming out. And you pop that down, and hey, look! There's a small child behind the wheel of an awesome car. Scary. Freaky. But yes, I suppose we will move on now to his robot mode. Okay, and we're back with him in his robot mode. Now you may be wondering, where's his head? Well, I thought I should explain why you shouldn't buy just the body. You should always make sure you get the little guy with it. Otherwise, you get an incomplete figure. Like the headmasters, if they don't have their head, they just have a giant hole in their face where it should be, which is so annoying because I've seen so many of these guys on eBay without their friggin' dudes. Oh my god, it irritates me to no end. And they're really expensive, actually. So I'm glad I have this one. My other one, I had the yellow one. Can't remember his name off the top of my head. And would you be surprised if I said he was stolen? And it's a shame because he was a much cooler car. Even though he was bright yellow and I didn't care for the colour, but I thought the car was awesome. Anyway, I suppose we should set his brain up. So yeah, here is his robot mode. I wonder how that last sequence will turn out. We'll only see in the future in editing. Unfortunately, his robot mode, as you can tell, has very little articulation. The head does not move because it needs to be one solid piece. The arms are on kind of clicky joints like the legs were, and can really only go to there without pushing the hatch for his car mode out of the way. So he only has a little bit of arms movement, and they're all clicky. And it's best to have them like that, otherwise it just doesn't work very well. His legs are pretty much stationary. Again, kind of a shame, but they do bend like that. And there's the die-cast metal part I was talking about earlier. They do spread open, but that's for transformation. Otherwise, you would have them in and they'd be all bent. And also, they do have a joint here as well. You don't get a lot of movement out of it, though. And I don't want to break it, so I'm not gonna. Detailing on him is really good, and the stickers help with a lot of the awesomeness. Nice shiny chrome stickers on him, which is always helpful, and I always appreciate. Whether I applied them or not, I can't remember. I probably didn't. And again, he really works all the way around. I mean, he's got a little bit of kibble, but, you know, for this day and age, that much kibble, that's pretty good, I'd say. And of course, you can give him his sword, or... I don't know, I never knew which way you meant to have it, that way or... I assumed it was that way because it was harder for him to hold it like this. But yes, that is really all you get with this guy. Really fun, really good. This was the closest thing, as I said, to a headmaster that I got back in the day. And I really like it, and the car mode's brilliant. The robot mode, it's actually pretty good if you're a collector because he's so... straight. You can shove him in basically anywhere you want in your collection, and he's not going to take up a lot of room, which, you know, for collectors is good. So yeah, if you like G1 toys, totally go for this guy. If you like a cheaper alternative to the Victory set, then yes, again, a very good figure. You like blue, red, and yellow? Again, great figure. I love his quirkiness. I love these unique figures like the Brain Masters and whatnot. So, this is Annie, or Cobra Commander TFW, saying thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the future.